Hi, I'm Michaela,
And I'm Grace. We are from the ROMS Student Council.
and today we'll be interviewing our new assistant vice principals here at Royal Oak Middle School, Miss Angela Mallory and Miss Laura Derda.
First, we would love it if you could tell us a little bit about yourselves, like families, hobbies, pets, and just favorite things in general.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for having us. I'm excited to be here. My name is Angela Mallory. I've been an educator since 2001. I don't like to really put the years on there because it makes it sound like I'm really old. But since the early 2000s, I guess that's not even any better. The early 2000s, I am married. I have one son. Don't have any pets. My son wants a dog, but I don't know if we as a family are ready for that responsibility. What were the other things? Hobbies. I love to binge watch. And the most comfortable thing I could wear on my couch. That is what I'm normally doing on Saturdays and Sundays and on our breaks. So that is one of my favorite hobbies. Outside of that, I do love hosting my family. I love getting together for the holidays and cooking and baking for my family. So I just love to have like a good, clean, fun time.
I am Laura Derda. This is going to be my 12th year in education. In terms of like myself and hobbies, so my husband and I have been together for a long time. We met in high school here in Royal Oak. We have two kids. I have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old now. We have a puppy, a golden retriever puppy. She's 8 months now. She's a handful, so... Dogs are hard. And when I think of hobbies, we also like to hang out with family. We like board games. I do a lot of reading and definitely binge watching different shows, movies, being cozy, comfy, stuff like that.
Well, thank you. Now we'd really like to wonder what led you to your careers in education?
I feel like the first time I felt like I wanted to be a teacher was in high school. I knew I wanted to be an English teacher. So I really enjoyed reading and writing. And in high school was when I really realized like I could make a career out of reading and writing. And so that was the first time that I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And English, reading, writing was really what led me there. But as I went to college and kind of went further down that path, I realized I was here. I loved it for the kids and just the feel of a school, the community, the environment. So I knew pretty early that I wanted to be a teacher, and I still love it today.
This teaching is education was a kind of a second career for me. My first career was a very short career in communications media. I went to school for communications media. I was a news reporter and producer for a jazz radio station years ago when I had first graduated from college. And I had the opportunity to go back to school to get a free course. So I went back to school for education. And it was kind of a plan B, but I fell in love with it and it became my plan A. So I've been an educator ever since.
Alrighty, thank you guys. We were wondering, what key goals do you two hope to achieve in your first year as assistant principals?
So I think that it's important. One of our key themes for the school year as a team is building relationships and improving just the climate and culture by doing that and, getting to know the kids. This is my third year in the district. My previous roles didn't really cause for me to connect with kids that much. So that's the exciting part is I'm getting to know you all, even though I've been around for a few years. So a key goal for me would be just to continue to build relationships with not just the seventh graders, because that's who I support the most, but just with all students.
My answer is going to be pretty similar. I'm new to the district, so I think just connecting and building relationships with students, but also families, staff members, that's going to be my key goal this year, is really working to build that community, building that trust, so that we can, keep moving forward in a positive way.
Thank you. So what is your vision for our middle school over the next couple of years?
I would kind of connect that back to the relationship building. We have started this year, since we do have a new model now. So Laura and I joined the team this year. This is the first year that every grade level has had their own assistant principal. And I think it's working out really good. I think it gives us an opportunity to build culture and build relationships, and just kind of create like a community within our building for each grade level. So my vision would be that we accomplish all of the things that we are working on, as far as just making sure all kids feel accepted and cared for and safe. And I think that we'll be able to see that just by walking down the hallway. So hopefully that will be something that comes to pass.
I think when I think of my vision for Royal Oak Middle School and what I want for students and staff, obviously we want a climate, a culture that is safe, that is kind, a place where people enjoy being. And I think ROMS already is a place that embodies that, but we can always work to be better. I love that looping. I think being able to stay with a group of students as an administrator and build those connections with those students will help move in that direction, building all of that together to create a place where kids like to come to school and they enjoy their time here, and staff too as well.
Thank you, guys. Now, how do you both plan to involve teachers, students, and parents in decision making throughout the district?
I think one way that we do that is just work on building better communication. I think that as an administrative team, we are working on systems that incorporate the community and parents, and that work to bring them all together. I think my day-to-day role is to, if I have students in my office, I communicate with parents. We're always looping parents in on decisions. It's not always a bad phone call. I do like to make positive phone calls too. And then when we have things like PBIS and we work to get support and gifts and have opportunities for our kids to do things, we reach out to the community and businesses. So I think that's a good way to make sure that we're pretty grounded with all of our stakeholders.
I think there are so many different ways that we can involve parents, students, all the stakeholders. I think making sure that on a daily basis I'm connecting with students and staff, but reaching out in lots of different ways. So looking at different clubs, different parent organizations, out into the community, making sure that we have lots of different outlets for people. We can do things like surveys. We have lots of different ways that we communicate home. We have different newsletters, emails, and making sure that people know that their voice can be heard, and making sure that those avenues are open in both directions, and that people can reach us in different ways, and people can express their thoughts and opinions and ideas, and that we will be listening.
What ideas do you have for new programs or initiatives that will benefit students?
So I think as a team, we are moving pretty well with PBIS. It's something that the school, I think, had some years ago pre-COVID, and it's something that we are looking to strengthen and bring back so that we can just build a positive culture, behavior, and community within the school.
I'm going to echo PBIS. I think I came from a school that had a very robust PBIS program, so I think I have some ideas to add. I think, and I was there at the school as they built their program, and it took almost 10 years to really build the program to what they got it to. So again, I feel like as ROMS is building PBIS to be something bigger, I think that that's something that I can contribute to in terms of ideas.
Thank you, guys. Alrighty, next question is, how do you plan to foster a sense of community within the school with students, staff, and teachers?
To foster a sense of community, I think it does take time, but I think continuing with positive communication, visiting classrooms, not just necessarily for evaluation purposes, but just to hang out and find out what the kids are learning. And when I go into classrooms, I like to pretend like I don't know anything, because I am smarter than an 8th grader. No, but I have an opportunity to learn, and I do ask a lot of questions. I am sometimes wondering, just trying to make sure that the kids are paying attention, but I'm also wanting to know about like the procedures in the classroom, why certain kids may have a number and what are you supposed to do with that number. And then I want to participate with that too. I have been out of the classroom for quite some time, so it's always refreshing to visit classrooms and see the relevant strategies and things that are happening in the classroom.
I think for me, one thing that popped into my head when we're talking about school community is the Character Strong program that we're using here at ROMS. That was something that I was really interested in when I heard about that before I even took this job. I think it's amazing that ROMS and Royal Oak has built in the time and found something that is going to help with social emotional learning. And I've been able to be in on some of those classrooms that are doing the Character Strong lessons. I see how wonderful they can be. I love the character dares. I think that is a piece of that building community that is going to be really impactful as we move forward.
How do you guys plan to ensure open and effective communication between the school and families?
So one thing that we do, Kristen Meldrum, the principal, sends out a weekly newsletter. We try not to overload parents and teachers with information. So we gather all of our important events, all of our initiatives, all of our important things to know, and we utilize the newspaper. And we also have been working hard to get more about our school using our social media pages. So those are a few ways that we've been contributing to that.
I was also going to mention Bulldog Bulletin. That newsletter that goes home is a great source of information when we're talking about communication home. Social media is a wonderful place. I love how visual it is. So seeing those pictures, I think it's really cool for community members, parents to be able to actually see students in action doing those things. That's really important and gives them a glimpse into something that they probably wouldn't have had a glimpse into otherwise. And just again, those kind of like daily phone calls home. I know we mentioned positive phone calls home. So all those different types of communication for all these different reasons together make up a good kind of back and forth of communication with families.
How do you guys plan to promote diversity and inclusion values at ROMS?
So I think that it is important that, students feel included and safe and cared for. We currently work together just to make sure that everyone understands what it means to be open-minded and what it means to have to be caring. We are sticking with utilizing our IB student learner profiles to make sure that everyone is aware of our opportunities, like with we have a new group, the religious diversity journey. Pretty Brown Girl, I think, is coming back pretty soon. So we are just working to make sure that all of our students have an opportunity to feel safe and cared for and included.
Yeah, I think having those spaces and opportunities in order to celebrate the differences. We have so many different students here at ROMS, which is definitely an asset for the school to have so many different identities represented, and making sure that all of those identities are celebrated, and we see how impactful that can be. Another piece that I'm very passionate about is looking at curriculum, and I know as I started this year as a language and literature teacher, really looking at what kinds of material we're putting in front of kids, and our students represented in the stories that we're reading, in the books that we're reading, what we're writing about, and really using diversity, equity as a lens in curriculum as well, I think is really important. And ROMS does a really nice job. That was something I was really excited about when I came here.
Is there anything else you would like the community to know about you?
Just that I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here in this role. Every day is a new adventure, and I'm looking forward to positive outcomes.
I am also very excited to be here. I feel honored to be chosen to get to be an administrator at this school. I grew up in Royal Oak, so this is a community very near and dear to my heart, and it feels nice to be back home. That's how it feels to me. So I'm very excited to be here. and I'm looking forward to a really good year.
Thank you. Okay, so we have one last question for you. Well, it's more like 5. We would like to play a game with you, a fast 5. We'll rapid fire questions at you, and you will each have 5 seconds to answer 5 questions. Okay, ready, set, go.
Okay, first an easy one to get started. Would you rather fly or have super strength? Go.
Super strength.
Fly.
Next, Coney dog or Detroit style pizza?
Definitely Coney.
Coney for sure.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Christmas.
Arts, beats, or eats?
Eats.
Finally, in our opinion,
A deciding factor.
go blue or go green?
Go
green.
blue.
My husband's a Spartan. I'm sorry.
We're a big U of M family.
We got some diversity going on between the two. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today to help the community get to know you guys. We really
thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for having us.
guys.
This is
I'm
great.
excited. Thank you.